are totally the biggest mark.
And I have half the brain that you do.
Hulk Hogan, you can go to hell.
And all these people are a bunch of stinking bums, aren't you?
Reigning United States heavyweight champion Bret Hitman Clark.
All right.
When I said rant, I meant like SuperBrawl review.
I don't know. Mr. Burns, I'm told you have an opening tirade for us.
Yeah, so I watched SuperBrawl 90.
Hold on.
What?
Sorry to stop you.
You fuckers.
Are we just going to go into it, or we need some sort of an
I
intro
don't
here?
fucking
We'll just
know.
play the intro music, and you'll label it on YouTube as Special Report SuperBrawl. Grant reviews SuperBrawl 96.
Gotcha. All right. Continue.
Continue.
Fuck. Yeah, so I watched SuperBrawl 96.
So, before you get started, I got a little background information on SuperBrawl 96. Was held February 11th, 1996 at the Bayfront Center in St. Petersburg, Florida. Attendance was 7,200. I didn't get a paid attendance on this, but a buy rate of 0.6, approximately 200,000 pay-per-view buys. And so there you go. Proceed, sir.
Yeah, so I watched it, SuperBrawl 96. And the beginning of this, I just kind of did like a play-by-play, just because, I don't know. So I go to start this, and I hadn't watched Nitro in a week or two, since we record a few of these at a time. And so I see that Hogan Giant is the main event, and I'm very confused. So I call Clay to confirm that this is the correct pay-per-view. He confirms that it is. And I don't remember any build-up for any of this shit. He confirms that there is a complete lack of build-up for any of that shit. And so there's a cage match. I remember that. And then there's two cage matches, one of which makes sense. It's for the main event. The other one is Hogan Giant for some reason. Also, for some reason, it's the main event, but it's not for the belt. The belt is being defended, just not in the main event.
Well, it's the same thing as WrestleMania 8, we'll remember, where Flair Savage was in the middle of the show, and then the main event was Hogan Sid, because it's Hogan, therefore it has to be the main event.
Well, at this point, I became very angry. And
so you haven't even started the show yet, and you're pissed off.
They didn't even build it up. There's a basic formula to build this shit up, and they didn't fucking do it. And the belt should be in the fucking main event. And after writing all that, I put a note here that I became very angry again. So I start the event, and it's got just the douchiest, lamest, worst intro ever. I swear to God, the announcer for it is named generic voiceover announcer. It was terrible. It seems like the intro for this thing at the beginning is making fun of something, but it's not. They're completely serious.
Unfortunately, they're not being ironic about anything. They're just
at this point, I'm reminded again that Hogan Giant's taking place, and it's in the main event. I got upset and had to walk away for a while. So, oh Jesus, we still haven't even fucking got into anything yet. So anyhow, the event, Harlem Heat, which is a real tag team, they're wrestling Sting and Luger, which they're not a real tag team. There's two guys. The winner faces the Road Warriors, but I'm not really sure why. Like, the Road Warriors aren't the champions. Sting and Luger are. So why are the champions in an eliminator?
I kind of had a note about that as well. It really just stems from the Road Warriors calling out Sting and Luger, and then they're like, "Oh well, if you beat Harlem Heat, we get to wrestle you," which puts the Road Warriors in a hell of an advantage, kayfabe wise, because they don't have to wrestle once.
Yeah, but they're just stupid. Anyhow, so I don't know. I don't know if Luger and Sting like didn't have anything else to do, and then someone remembered they had the tag titles, so they just like, hey, do this. Maybe if they wrote storylines better, Sting and Luger could like wrestle each other, because that would make sense.
That would be.
Anyhow, so we got Page versus Bad, which is it's an okay program, but
Hey, you forgot
Is
about
this just Halloween Havoc 95 all over again? Aren't they kind of the same matches?
potentially. You forgot about the opener.
No, I'm getting there.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
getting there. They don't
I thought you were-
announce the
all right.
opener on the little vignette package thing.
So you're just running down the card.
Yeah, I'm running down the card. I'm telling
Okay,
you
never
what I
mind. I'm
saw
sorry.
when I hit play.
right.
And then
Go ahead.
we got Page versus Bad, which is it's good. These guys work together, but they do absolutely nothing from event to event to make it interesting. Oh nope, sorry, never mind. It's for $6 million and the TV belt.
Just because.
Because One Man Gang versus Conan. Who's the champ? One Man Gang? Nope. It's Conan. Okay, well, we didn't know that happened, but if you bought this event, I guess you find out there. Then
Is Conan still the Mexican
he
champion
is
at this
the
point?
champion of
As
Mexico.
well. He's basically the champion of 2/3 of North America at this time.
Nasty Boys versus Public Enemies announced after that. So we got 2 gimmick tag teams, which is it's fun. That's fun. I'm good with that. I noted here, no Malenko, no Benoit, no Disco Inferno, no Alex Wright. No one that is interesting and not geriatric. Note here, maybe Sting could wrestle Benoit and Luger could wrestle Malenko instead of the stupid shit that they're doing. We have a respect match, which is also a strap match with Pillman versus Sullivan, but
Which they actually promoted
they
this
did.
one a little bit.
If you hit a man with a strap, though, that's really not that respectful. The name, they should work on that. That bothered me. I don't know why the Psycho is wrestling the midget. I know they promoted it, but I don't know why. I guess to waste talent in a pay-per-view on nonsense. Actually, here I have a note. Why, do you ask, is talent in a pay-per-view being wasted on nonsense? It's probably, to you, the listener, because you touch yourself at night. So stop it. You're ruining wrestling. Into the event, we open up with Shivani, whose name I cannot spell, but I do like his voice because he doesn't sound like Bischoff. Camera shot of quote-unquote hot 90s chicks. There's a lot of question marks in my note there.
It's like, were they really that hot, or were we just blinded by puberty at the time? I'm going to go with the latter.
Heenan and Rhodes, they round out the announce team, so good announce team there. Rhodes states that he smells danger, Thmell. Heenan promises the end of Hulkamania, although I feel as he is
Heck, he does in every
He's
pay-per-view
overpromised.
since 1985.
yet again. Opening tag match: Nasty Boys versus Public Enemy. Falls count anywhere, no rules. Rhodes makes the declaration of clubbering. We are reminded about 100 times that it's a street fight. If there's no rules, I don't know why someone didn't bring a gun or a knife, or if you're into vampires or werewolves, rather, a stick with a silver handle.
Or just hit them with your freaking Buick LeSabre out back.
Like, there's no rules. Why would you choose, like, office furniture? Anyhow, Rocco Rock brings in a table at some point once this bullshit starts and just takes some hard fucking chair shots from Jerry Sags. Like, he's a fucking dick.
I have here, Sags freaking belts him with freaking
He starts
everything.
just beating the fuck out of everyone. No rhyme or reason to this shit. It is clubbering. We've got our first
crowd was pretty hot. Though, I will say that.
We got our first appearance of the word plunder.
Lundo, baby.
We got trash cans and broken tables. Not a lot of wrestling. Heenan attempts to figure out what plunder is. He decides it's the thing that you use in the commode. Since there's no wrestling to call, Heenan's just making fun of Rhodes and how he talks, which is good. They're a good team. The fight moves near the backstage area, like into that section of crowd. And since there's no like Tron, no giant screen in this arena, no fucking body can see shit except for the people that are over there. I've been in an arena me and Zach, on the opposite side of a match like this. Actually, I think Knobs was in that, and you couldn't see fucking shit because they're over in a goddamn corner. Knobs wins after Rocco Rock jumps out of the stands into a horribly gigged table. Like, he seriously puts a goddamn hole in it.
That looked like a pretty nasty
Yeah,
bump,
Heenan declares that he still doesn't know what plunder is. Also, side note, since I haven't mentioned it, both the Nasty Boys and Public Enemy's entrance songs tell you who they are and what they do. So,
that's right. That's something we like.
We like that.
That's a lost art these days.
Cut to Okerlund, who teases that some guys from New York are coming back to WCW. So, give them your money and they'll tell you who. Interview with Conan.
Wait a second.
Yeah.
Heenan teases that the guys from New York coming back.
Does for the hotline.
Oakland
on his hotline.
This is February.
Yeah, it was Hall and Nash.
Obviously, yeah, but I'm just wondering, when was their last match in New York? When was the curtain call?
We could look that up easy enough.
Yeah, I'd be interested.
Not very long before.
See what if he. I'm just curious if Oakland's saying this before they're even out of their contract.
Well, it's probably because their contracts are running out.
Obviously, you're right. I mean, he knows that they're going to come at this point, but I just wonder if they're still working. It's just arbitrary. I'm just curious.
That's a good point. I mean,
I just wonder if the timeline shows
Hall makes his debut in May.
Right.
I want to say late May. So
it's like 2 weeks later, Nash showed up, or the week after that, or something.
Maybe a month or two before that, I would say. So,
Okay.
We got an interview with Conan, who, according to Okerlund and everyone else later on, holds the U.S. and the Mexican title. Conan says things in Spanish. Note, he is far less annoying than he will eventually be. Johnny B. Bad comes to the ring. I got a note here that I kind of like the original heel DDP. That works. Both of these guys should be wrestling someone else. It's an okay match. It's, and I quote, technical-ish is the note I have here. We've seen it a lot. The $6 million is a weak fucking plot point. It doesn't add anything. You don't even see the $6 million. Like, if there were a big pile of...
Ladies and gentlemen, we're experiencing a few technical difficulties. We've temporarily had some problems with our feed of the movie. We will get to it in just a minute. Jeremiah Johnson, tonight starring Robert Redford.
Okay. Sound check.
Yeah,
Can you hear me?
You're good.
Okay, you think we're good?
I think we're good, except for that fuck-up we had, which we're back from now. I believe I was bitching about the Johnny B. Bad Diamond Page match. So it's for the TV title still, but also $6 million, which is coming from God knows where. Page's gimmick isn't really that he's rich. I mean, he's got diamond in his name, but he dresses like a fucking hobo. So
yeah, he looks like the guy. He looks like a janitor.
Yeah. So anyhow, this match is too long. It's the same match they've been wrestling. The Kimberly thing's annoying, and to fucking top it all off, Johnny B. Bad retains the title, which means the whole thing was fucking pointless.
Yeah, but Kimberly got $6 million.
Anyhow, I guess she can start up maybe like a dance squad with that money. Anyhow, interview with Harlem Heat backstage. Stevie Ray declares that Lex Luger has committed grand larceny. Seems like that should be a job for like the federal marshals. Probably shouldn't just be
just decided in a wrestling match. Hell.
We might remind you that the late Will Gear co-stars in tonight's presentation of Jeremiah Johnson. Robert Redford, of course, the star. And here we go.
Hello.
Yeah, you cut off there. What happened?
I don't know. It's the issue we're having. So where did it cut off?
You were just talking about U.S. Marshals.
Oh, yeah. So if there's grand larceny, this is FBI, U.S. Marshals. You don't wrestle a fucking match to solve that. That's big crime. Anyhow, Booker T refers to Sting and Luger as college-educated suckers. I don't know if they went to college, but I don't think Luger has a degree. Probably not.
I'm sure he played football somewhere, but
well, yeah, I don't know. Anyhow, so now we got Harlem Heat versus Luger and Sting. Gimmick is, as always, can Luger be trusted? The answer is maybe. Harlem Heat, good tag team. They work together. Sting, Luger, they're not bad. They're just, I don't know. Road Warriors end up interfering. They get the win for Luger and Sting because they want to beat up Luger. Earlier in the show, or maybe on Nitro, they said that they were going to do this. So essentially, we got the exact screw job that we were told ahead of time that we were going to get.
Right.
It's riveting, really.
I will notice in this match, too, as in most of their matches, Booker T just carries Stevie Ray the entire damn time.
Gene interviews Sting and Luger. Luger says he's proved whose side he's on, which makes that the worst mystery of all time. Sting believes him, but everyone else is true. So now that we just declared that we know that Luger can be trusted, the storyline is, can we trust him? One-man gang comes out to the ring for some reason. He's wrestling Conan for the belt for, again, some reason.
Well, I think this is a return match. I actually looked this up.
Yeah.
Conan beat One-Man Gang, I believe, on an episode of WCW Main Event or WCW Pro, maybe, something like that. And this is a return match on a pay-per-view. So
Conan's wearing a gold dress. My girlfriend has one just like it, I think.
His entrance gear is comical.
I don't really know why he's the U.S. champ. It doesn't make any sense. I don't know if the U.S. title's just that devalued at this point. I don't know. It doesn't. He's already got a gimmick. He's already got a belt in another country. He's already a lot of things. You don't need to put a belt on him, though. Whatever. Shivani says this is going to be a great contrast of style. Great meaning large, I guess, not superlative. He doesn't mean great by fantastic. He means there will be a lot of it. One-man gang gets beat up a lot. For some reason, or he beats him up a lot. Gang beats the tar out of him. Gets a 3 count, but for some reason lets him up. And then Conan moves out of the way of a top rope something, and then jumps up, does a flying somersault deal. It's a shitty match if you're trying to fucking push him. Anyhow, Okerlund interviews the Road Warriors. Animal just shouts a lot, and everyone's angry with Luger tonight. I don't really remember what Luger did, but everyone's pissed off at him. Heenan refers to the Road Warriors as Legion of Doom. Hawk refers to the Road Warriors as the Legion of Doom.
Oh, Jesus. Oops.
And then we get our special match, and I have special in quotes. Taskmaster versus Pillman. It's a strap/I quit match. I'm not interested in this.
It lasts about 45 seconds.
Yeah, Pillman lets out his "I respect you, Booker man," and then walks out. Anderson comes out wearing Wolverine boots, like work boots.
Yeah, and
gym
like golf shorts.
Yeah, and a button-up shirt. Arn just beats the fuck out of him for a while. And then Sullivan starts to kind of win, but he doesn't have any believable moves. And then Anderson grabs the mic to yell at him and almost calls him a son of a bitch on a live mic. And then Flair comes out and makes them kiss and make up, which is not believable. That's stupid. Okerlund, he's given an interview this time with Jimmy Hart and the Giant. Okerlund's on point tonight, man. If you want to see how good Okerlund is, this is a good event for it. He's spot on. He's doing his job. He's really holding shit together. Jimmy Hart explains that the One-Eyed Hulk is going to lose to the Giant. Thank you, Jimmy Hart. The Giant, he can cut a good 60-second promo, as always. Jimmy Hart then promises that there won't be any more Thunder in Paradise, so I'm good with that. I'm in.
Okay with that.
I'm annoyed that, again, there's no heat between the Hart-Hogan, Hart used to be his manager thing. Mean Gene actually points it out that Hart was Hogan's manager. So thank you, Mean Gene, for pointing out a fucking angle that they're ignoring. Road Warriors versus Sting and Luger. I notice at this point that the production values of this suck. There's no good pyro. The set is it just looks like a couple of bed sheets and tipped over scaffolding.
It's just a big damn curtain.
Yeah. Sting and Luger again walk out to Sting's music, which means no Luger music. Bastards.
Which you hate that.
I do. Luger is being a big pussy and doesn't want to fucking wrestle because the Road Warriors are after him. Luger starts like walking away from the ring, just being a complete tweener again. The crowd is chanting LOD.
They really make Luger out to be a coward.
Yeah. Luger finally says that he wants him to take off the spikes because he's afraid of them. Disco Inferno was like hanging underwear off of him. Like, come on.
Yeah. Disco wasn't scared of him.
Shivani says that Luger is literally scared to death, yet somehow he's still alive. After for fucking ever, the match starts. Again, Luger's just been established as the big pussy. Shivani and the rest of the announce team just keep talking about what a no-good Luger is, so I guess, I don't know. He's supposed to be a heel, but is teamed up with a face. I don't know. It's an okay tag match. I think you need in a tag match, I think you need a power team like the Road Warriors versus a team that's really methodical and super technical. I think that gives you a good tag match. When you've got high octane versus high octane, it never slows down. You never get the good tag team psychology.
And people gas the fuck out.
Yeah, and so it's not really the fault of these guys. It's just it's not a real good matchup. Match ends with Luger just getting the shit kicked out of him outside the ring. It's a count out. Sting and Luger retain the titles. I don't know why.
I think it was a double count out.
Yeah.
Of some kind.
They shouldn't have the belts. There's no reason for it. There's dedicated tag teams. Back to the back. Gene Okerlund interviewing Flair and Woman's talking for some reason. She's not bad on the mic. It's not necessary because Ric Flair's right there. Flair says that Hogan was trying to turn the Taskmaster on him, but his plan failed. I don't fucking know. Gene asks Flair, this amused me. Gene asks Flair if he wins the belt tonight, if that's going to equal a ride on Space Mountain. That was funny.
Like, it's almost like Mean Gene doesn't get that that's sexual innuendo.
Right. Okerlund interviews Savage with Elizabeth as they lower the cage. Good interview from Savage. Duh. When Okerlund asked Macho Man about the Mega Powers, Savage declares that the Mega Powers are cool. So there you go, kids. If you want to be cool, Mega Powers. Flair takes the mic before the match and tries to steal Elizabeth. Rhodes, thank you, Dusty Rhodes, reminds us the reason that this is in a cage, and also that there's a 60-minute time limit because it's for the world title, so they stuck to the rules on that. I noticed at this point there's 45 minutes left in the event, so hopefully the main event isn't the bulk of that. Also, again, why is this match not the goddamn main event? It's a decent match. They use the cage okay. I got no complaints with it. And then
Flair blades.
Flair,
That's
yeah.
nice.
And then, Liz turns on Savage by giving Flair the shoe. Hogan Giant is completely forgettable. The announce team at this point, they're spot on. Like, they're building all night. The Heenan-Rhodes chemistry is fantastic. The Giant can work. I'm always impressed by him. He
does fine. Yeah, he really
probably
does.
Stand to be a little stiffer. I mean, you can tell he's going easy on these guys. But he's green, so you'd rather do that than be a Goldberg.
Yeah, I mean the guy's been in the company a few months, like maybe 6 months total, and he's already been in 2 pay-per-view main events. So
Hogan gets out of the cage over the top, the crowd not into it, and then Hogan goes back into the cage with Sullivan and the Giant, and then the Dungeon of Doom runs in, and Hogan just throws terrible chair shots at people who sell chair shots terribly. So that's awful.
Yeah, they just attack him like ninjas in a bad action movie, one at a time.
And then, again, he throws bad chair shots, and they can't sell chair shots, so it's awful. Loch Ness comes to the ring. I thought he'd be more aquatic looking. The crowd...
He's just a big English guy in, camouflage trousers.
Yeah, the crowd, they cheer when Hogan's posing, but it's like Pavlov's dog at this point. You just, Hogan's posing, let's cheer. My final note on the event, this is worse than No Holds Barred. At least that Zeus guy had a good look. Once again, we've learned that Hulkamania isn't going to be destroyed by a rotund man with a poor gimmick.
Yeah. Look, that's pretty spot on. I mean, I watched it too. It's been a while since I watched it, but it's an incredibly forgettable show.
Yeah.
I mean, there's really nothing that stands out. Just running down the card, I mean, damn. I mean, really, some of the best like Nasty Boys versus Public Enemy at least kind of got the crowd into it.
Yeah.
The match, probably damn near the best match of the night, was Taskmaster Arn Anderson, which wasn't even billed to freaking happen.
Yeah.
You know, Flair Savage did its job, but those guys aren't going to have a bad match ever.
Right.
But yeah, it was a very forgettable show.
No,
I mean, just not.
Yeah.
Biggest thing of note is Miss Elizabeth turning on Savage.
Right.
I mean, but that's not anything too huge.
No, Luger should have been a chicken shit on Nitro and ran away from the match and fucked Sting over. That way, the Road Warriors could wrestle Harlem Heat, which are two real, established, gimmick, notable tag teams, and then that sets up Sting versus Luger.
Yeah, put the belts on, on Road Warriors or whatever, and then you can have Sting and Luger have a program that goes for a couple months, or I don't know. That's just one possible idea, but it wasn't a very good show. Watch it if you want. I would recommend either listen to us or just look it up, find out what happened if you want to know the storyline in between Nitros, but pretty forgettable show. Not a lot of note going on here. I mean, Hogan Giant was it was so damn boring.
Yeah.
It was brutal how boring that was.
Well,
I mean, at least when they wrestled the first time, you got the Yeti.
Yeah. Well, the Giant's never been in a cage. Neither one of those guys' styles really lend themselves well to a cage. Not that style cage, anyhow.
Right.
Maybe the Hell in the Cell style, where you can work outside and put some of your size to use, but really it just kind of feels like they're limited in there.
So we're going to be doing these with pay-per-views that we don't review the whole show. We're going to have some special reports coming up for pay-per-views that Grant's going to give you the rundown on. So we're going to make this a separate episode just because, it'll be 20, 25 minutes if you want to run down. So let us know what you think, and we'll see you next time. This has been Late to the Nitro Party special report on SuperBrawl 6.
See you guys.
Good night.